We've got a really good group today. Surprise, everyone, it's Mel. I'll be jumping in for Charlotte this morning. I know your invites probably said Charlotte on them. I've just got a few more people to admit here, and we'll get started. All right. Well, welcome. I am Mel. I work here at Makesy. I've been with the company for about 4 years. And for those of you who've probably seen my face on YouTube and everything, I'm super excited to be here with our good friend, Keri Murphy, today, who is a video content expert. And we are going to be learning today how to make videos that convert. And this is super exciting and super important for all of you out there who are in the process of launching businesses or aspiring to launch into businesses. Keri has a wealth of knowledge around these topics. We actually have a video marketing academy that we have gone into partnership with her that's available on our website that can go more in depth into a lot of the topics we're going to cover today. And Keri, we're so excited to have you. Just take it away.
All right. Hello. Hi, Mel. Thank you again. And thank you so much for giving me an hour of your time today. I really appreciate and honor your time. And I can promise you, I'm going to teach you really great content that you can implement right away that's going to help you feel better on camera. Who needs to feel more confident and with more conviction on camera? Anyone? Okay, so here's the thing. This training is about teaching you how to convert on camera. Convert is a fancy word for sell. But we want to do it in a place that feels good, that feels authentic, that feels of service, right? We don't want to feel icky when it comes to using video to really build a community, which is what video is so amazing, and what video is all about is building relationships that lead to sales. So here's the deal. You want to learn how to be better on camera? I need to see your face. So let's start by being visible today. I see Dawn and Laura and
Turn
Mara.
on those video cameras. Hello.
And Jill, that's right. Let's make this interactive. Oh, I appreciate you, Marlene and Emily. I see you. All right. I see HSB Lab. Hello. Okay, I'm loving it. Hey, Josh, what's up? Okay. See, this is fun. This is fun. Hi, Robin. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Michaela. All right, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Because I'll tell you what, if we can't show up here, it's hard to show up out there. Yes? So I actually have an official presentation for you today because I know some of us love to learn. We're visual learners. I'll make sure that Mel gets the deck and can post it for you. So feel free to take lots of notes. I'm going to give you lots and lots of content. But more than anything, what I want you to realize is how valuable you are, how important your message is, that no matter what kind of maker you are, that to have people buy your products, to build a brand requires you to be visible. And in this day and age, I've been teaching entrepreneurs how to be on camera and use video to grow multiple 6- and 7-figure brands for over a decade. I've been on camera myself for over 30 years. Yes, 30. Always a little hard for me to say. And I've been an entrepreneur for almost 24. So what makes my company so different is that we're not journalists just teaching you how to use media. And we're not just video experts. We are entrepreneurs. We're brand builders. We know not just how to be on camera. And I was talking to Mel about this. Like, don't tell me to help you with the tech side, right? Like what side, if I can give you great advice on what to use, but as far as setting it up, I am not your girl. Where we excel as a company is teaching you how to be. And I would say 99% of our clients come to us knowing that they need to be visible, understanding the power of video, but feeling overwhelmed with what to say, how to say it. Maybe they don't like the way they look. They don't believe they sound that way. Do I sound like that? And really just feel really overwhelmed with the whole video process. Can anyone here relate to that?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone? Yes?
I'm here looking at my face in this webcam and
yes.
I'm like, oh my God.
And yet right, that someone needs to hear your story, your message, because you're building a product or a brand that is going to inspire, empower, make their lives better, make people feel better, look better. And so if you're invisible, even if you have a beautiful Instagram, and I've been prowling around a little bit because the Makesy community, I'll tell you what, you know how to brand right? I see some of your stuff, but what it's missing is a heartbeat. What it's missing is you. And so we spend so much time on building out beautiful images and graphics, but what will build a community, a tribe of excited buyers is personality, right? Is building relationships, is that emotional connection. And the number one way to build emotional connection online is through video. So that is what I'm going to teach you today. I am good friends with Andrew and Dana, who are, the founders of Makesy, and we talk all the time about if you don't start using video, you're not going to make it because everyone's online, everyone's using video. The good news is 90% of video is not connected. It's not clear. It's trying to reach too many people. So the good news for you for showing up today is that when you learn and implement what I'm going to teach you, you will rise to the top. How many of you feel like there's too much noise?
Oh yeah.
Anyone? Too much noise, too many videos, too many people doing what I want to do, too many candle makers, too many skincare lines, too many, right? It's like we all feel like there's just too much. But the thing is, when you know how to be the most authentic version of you and you create a brand story that connects with your right fit client, then they choose you over any other brand every time. So it's not your branding, even though it's beautiful. Makesy does a great job in building a beautiful brand, but what you see so much is Mel and Charlotte showing up and being of service and teaching. So I want you just to take a big breath in with me today, realize you're in the right place, and also how important it is to start using video. I don't care if you're just starting out or you've been a maker and you've been, building a business for years. Video is key because it is where we connect. It is where we live. You're with me even right now on camera. So I want you to understand not just the importance of video, but if you implement it early on, like when I look back at my businesses, I've had 3 companies now, and I realized that I used video to grow every single one of those businesses without thinking about it because it was just something that I did. It was something that I knew. So I was always the local morning expert. I was always using video before the interwebs, right? Before we had social media. And so think about this for a second. You have someone like me that had to audition to be on camera her whole life, that was told no a million times. You're too this, you're too that, you're too thin, you're too fat, like whatever it might be. You're too young, you're too old. And now we have access. You, me, and everyone that has one of these can go live at any time. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission. You don't need an agent, a manager, a publicist. Like in your hands, you truly have the power to build a multiple 6, 7, 8-figure business should you choose. My daughter could probably monetize right now, right? And she's 7 with a YouTube channel. It blows my mind what we have access to. And yet, if you didn't grow up with a camera in front of your face, which let's be honest, most of us didn't, then it feels completely overwhelming and foreign. So that's where we step in as a company. And again, today, I'm going to share with you kind of the 7 secrets that when you implement them in your video marketing strategy, I'm going to say that one more time, your video marketing strategy. That's right. We're not going to throw out spaghetti on the wall and pray and hope that someone finds us, right? We're going to have a strategy that is going to help you attract the right people who are excited to buy from you and that will share your stuff with other people. All right, so I'm going to dive in. Who's excited? Who feels like this is going to resonate? Yes, we're going to learn some. Janice, I love it. Janice is like, I am excited.
Yeah, love it.
Awesome, Bree, Talia. Okay, so again, you're probably going to want to take some notes. So let's dive in. And I will take, if we have some time, Mel, I would love to take some questions at the end as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, perfect. So we're talking about being visible. And one of the things that gets me all hot and bothered is the fact that so few entrepreneurs, specifically women, will ever break the 6-figure, never mind the 7-figure income. And so one of the things that we're really passionate about Inspired Living is really bridging the wealth gap between men and women entrepreneurs. But also we have a product line. I have IL Beauty that we created, which is a makeup kit to really help our entrepreneurs with feeling more confident and beautiful every time they press record. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because whether you're a service-based brand or you're a product service-based brand, I want you to think about how video impacts your buying decisions. Whether it's to buy a sweater, a candle, or a new service, video, this is where we live. We scroll. I can't tell you. Raise a hand. How many of you have bought something after scrolling and watching a video and you're like, dang, they got me? Anyone? Dawn, you're with me, right? But if we think about it, commercials have been around forever. So video is not new. It's not new. It's just the access to it is new. So that's why as entrepreneurs, we're not media experts. We're not trained to be on camera. We don't have, a TV station that is broadcasting our content. So it's really important that we have a plan that we implement so we know our reach, our message, and our conversion. Okay. So Jill Hellman, speaking of products and services, she's an esthetician in Hermosa Beach, and she also has a lot of products that she sells. And she was really frustrated when she came to us because she felt like she was hitting the ceiling. When you have a service-based business, you're often trading time for dollars, hours for money, and there's only so many hours in the day. So one of the things we specialize in is helping our genius clients leverage their time, team, and talent. But Jill said, I need to sell more products. I'm like, yes, you do. Because here's the thing. You get someone in your chair. They love the experience. What do they want? They want to maintain that experience. So we helped her create video content to continue to sell her products. And her revenue increased 400% since March. And she gave us this testimonial back in September. 400%. So often we wait for someone to ask us, hey, can I have that product? Or hey, can I buy that candle? Or hey, can I get that? When we need to tell them the benefit and why we need to purchase one thing over another. So this is part of the video strategy, is the why you. So let's talk about why video. 84% of people online have been convinced to buy a product or service after watching a video. I want you to take a look at that number. 84%. Yeah. So think about, if you're not using video right now, if you've been afraid to show up, if you're giving yourself a lot of reasons and excuses why you're not ready, think about what you're missing out on. Think about the people that swipe through and they go buy the product from someone else. Because I'll tell you what, fall, we are product obsessed, right? Yep. How many people love their pumpkin spice and their vanilla and all the things? And then we have Christmas. So you couldn't have a better time to implement a video strategy, because we're actually buying all year round. But I would say if you're a maker and you're selling an amazing product, get it out there like right now, because people are people are excited to buy right now. And when people buy a product, they're 2 times likely to share it when there's a video. How easy is it for you to go like, oh my God, I love this. Let me send it to a friend, or let me post it and let me share it. So again, if you're not using video, I just want you to understand there's a huge gap of possibility there for you that you can bridge right now. So once people see a video, maybe it's a sponsored ad, what do they do next?
Click the shop.
Click the shop. Yes, exactly, Mel. And then most of the time, for edification or to make sure that they're making a decision with, a legit brand, they're going to go to your social. They're going to go to your website. And this is where brand congruency is really important. That when I see a video, when I see your stories, when I go to your feed, when I'm on your website, it tells a story and a message that is congruent across the channels. How many times have you looked at someone, or maybe you heard someone speak, or you were interested in their product, and then you checked out their social or you checked out their website and you were like, wah, wah, wah. Right? So really understanding branding across the board. And your branding is not your logo. Your branding is the emotion that people feel when they are encapsulated and engrossed in your brand. It's not always what you think it is. It's not just about looking pretty. Even though we like our pretty too, right? So YouTube, how many of you have a YouTube channel? Put it in the chat for me. YouTube, yes, no, maybe so.
Channels. We'll follow you for Makesy.
Yes. Or Casey says no. Victoria says yes. Chris says nope. Alana says me. All right. So yes. All right. Well, if you don't have a YouTube channel, the good news is you can start one today. They're free, but I want you to look at the stat. 1.3 1,300,000,000. See, I even have to say it out loud a couple times. 1,300,000,000, right? People are on YouTube with over 30 million visitors a day. So when we're looking for how-tos, when we're looking to learn something, Google owns YouTube. Everyone knows our Google, right? And so if you have a YouTube channel, you come right up because SEO, video, by the way, the little spideys called, the little interweb spideys that help with algorithms and keywords and all of that used to never understand or be able to capture words in video. They're changing the technology. So now when you speak on camera and you use certain keywords, now those spideys are going to pick that up. That's huge. That's huge for us content makers, because before it had to all be in text, it had to all be copy, but now video is really starting to increase SEO as well. So YouTube is a no-brainer. You want to have a channel. It establishes credibility, authority, credibility. You can teach, you can sell, you can engage. It's a great marketplace for you. So you want to make sure you have a channel. This is insane. Almost 7 hours per week watching videos. And if you think about how often you're on your phone, you too will probably go, oh my, I probably spend a little bit too much time on my phone. In fact, really funny, my husband's from Denmark and his dad was out visiting this week. And we can't talk that much because he doesn't understand English that well. But I will tell you, he was one of those guys. He's 88, amazing, right? And Michael would tell him, you need to get a phone. Nope, I don't need a phone. Okay, finally got him a phone. You need to get on Facebook. We don't do Facebook. Nope, we don't do that. The man lives and breathes on Facebook. Like, it is insane. He is attached to his phone and he's 88. So think about that. Think about where we are in society and how we are glued to these things. How are you showing up? How are we finding you? Okay. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to be quick because there's a lot I want to share with you, and I want to make sure we have time for questions as well. Is that cool, Mel? Are we good?
Absolutely. Yep. We got enough time.
Okay. Let's dive in. So I would love to know, and let's just take a minute to be transparent. Tell me, what keeps you from showing up right now? Is it not knowing how? Is it self-judgment? Is it lack of self-acceptance? Is it not knowing your message, not having a clear strategy or plan, not knowing what platforms to be on? So just give me a little background of not sure what to post.
Post, health. I know for me, it's overwhelm of like all the different things I could be making or talking about. It's like, where do I start kind of question.
Yeah, I often hear, I don't have anything to share. Like, oh, yes, you do. So often we're so close to it that we can't see it. And I always quote Mel, oh gosh, Les Brown, sorry. And he says, you can't see the frame when you're in the picture. And I think for so many of us, isn't that so good? I love that quote. We can't see the opportunity. We can't see the message. We can't see the content because it's this close to us, So I totally understand that. Overcommitted to posting all the time, not prepared, camera shy. I don't have anyone to hold the camera. Paul? No. All you need is one of these little guys. It's called a tripod.
Little ones, you can even get a little one like this.
That does not work. Okay. So a judgment. Yeah, I hear you. We work with a lot of women and the fear of, what will people think about me? What if someone doesn't like what I have to say? What if someone says something mean? And I understand that because I don't care who you are, where you're from. We all have ego. We all have that critical factor in our brain that was developed between 7 and 12 that tells us why we're not good enough. But I want to tell you this, that you are perfect for someone else. You don't have to please everyone. In fact, good old Dr. Seuss says it is none of your business what other people think about you. And I have really learned over the years that you need to be more committed to making a difference than what other people think about you. You need to be more committed to building a business and taking care of your family than what other people think about you. You need to be more committed to fulfilling your vision, your passion, your genius work on the planet than what other people think about you. Because you know what? The people that are throwing shade, the people that are nasty are not your client, and they're unhappy, and you don't need to worry about those people. Can I get an amen? Right? So I really, amen. Going to church today. Because this is the thing that will kill you before you get started.
Mhm.
It is none of your business what other people think about you. You need to be committed to showing up for the one person that's looking for you today. And I'll tell you, you look at all the metrics. I think we get really caught up in vanity metrics. How many likes do I have? How many followers? Are people commenting? I do it too. It's so easy to go down there. But you have vanity metrics and sanity metrics as to, you know what? Who am I really reaching?
Right.
Am I reaching the right people? Am I actually generating revenue? I have a multiple seven-figure business after 10 years, and I lost a company, filed bankruptcy, lost everything in 2008. And I can tell you, it all started from me being authentic and sharing my message when I didn't feel anyone was watching.
Mhm.
It starts with one and
Mhm.
it grows from there. And I want you to really understand that it is not your job to speak to everyone, right? It's really your job to show up for the one person. Seth Godin has a great book. It's called This is Marketing. And he talks so much about smallest viable market. You don't want to reach everyone. In fact, you're going to be more successful when you have a small group of raving fans than a huge group of people that don't take action.
Right.
Make sense? Yep. So it is your goal and it is your mission, should you choose to accept it, to show up and know the one person. It will make a huge difference, right? So I appreciate you sharing what keeps you from showing up. And so if not you, who? Whether you're just starting out, whether you have another full-time job, whether you have vision of being a global brand, I don't feel like any vision we're given is an accident. I don't feel like you being a part of this community is an accident. You being here today is no accident. And often we push away like everything that we want because we tell ourselves stories that we're not ready enough, that this is more secure, and they're all stories, right? And so I really want you to think about today, if not you, who? If not now, when?
Right.
A day becomes a week becomes a month becomes a year becomes a decade, right? You say, I'll do video later. I'll focus on my business when I have time. And I just had an event where I had Melinda Maria, who started Melinda Maria Jewelry. She does 20 million in just e-commerce sales. No, it's like 30 million now. It's unbelievable. And she started in her apartment making jewelry and going to a Starbucks to sell it. Like we all start somewhere,
That's
but
amazing.
you need to be the one who believes in your vision when no one else does. Because I'll tell you what, no one's going to believe it like you do. And no one's going to validate you. No one's going to tell you you're good enough. So I want you to say, all right, I'm going to be big sis today, big sis with a little boot kicking. It's up to you,
Mhm.
right? You have this amazing community. You have all these beautiful tools and resources that the Makesy tribe bring to you. I mean, I want to get into candles and all the things because I just love what they do so much. And I feel like, God, what a beautiful extension to the brand. But it all starts with you giving yourself permission to believe big, to dream big, to believe that you're capable of whatever vision you hold for yourself and to chase that with a level of resilience and dedication because that's where it starts. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, but it is so worth it. I've been unemployable for my whole life. Like you can't employ me. I'm much better when I have the freedom to create and choose. And that's why you're here, right? You want a life of freedom, I'm going to guess. You want autonomy. You want to be able to create as much money as you'd like to make, but you got to be visible with a clear message to do that. So number one thing I want to share with you today is how important it is to not serve everyone. It is not, hey everyone, how are you? I'm Keri. Welcome Instagram. Hey Facebook. Those are not people, right? And when you get known for one thing, then it's so much easier to grow. When you try to be all things to all people, I don't know why to choose you over someone else. Does that make sense? Like when you think about going to the grocery store and you go down the aisle and you have a million choices for all the different things that you need, what makes you choose the brand that you do? Is it a story that you've heard? Is it an ad? Is it their social cause? Is it because it's organic? So for you, when it comes to putting your product out there, understand why you. Why your product over another? And this again isn't about ego. Look at how great I am. But I will tell you, we've done a lot of market research over the last few years,
Mm.
and people are spending money. People are spending money on luxury items. People are spending money on specialists or experts in their industries. It is the vanilla that is getting lost. So you're either seeking to the bottom. I'm hearing some feedback. If you can mute yourself, that would be awesome. I hear a dog, all sorts of things. So if you can mute yourself. So people are either seeking to the bottom or they're rising to the top. The middle is going away. So where are you going to be? Are you going to rise to the top or are you going to sink to the bottom? One of the ways to rise to the top is to get known for something. Now, it doesn't actually, here's a secret, it doesn't have to be your product. It can be your core value. It can be a charity that you stand for. It can be a social cause. It can be so many things, the products that you choose and why you choose them. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I'll just take an example like my candle, where we only serve luxury candle. Like, but Dana Decker, my good friend, she started her brand Super Luxury. And that's where she went. She didn't want to be in Walmart. And there's no good or bad here. It's you making a decision of how you want to show up in the marketplace. Please don't be average
Mhm.
because there's just too much average and below average in the market right now. So I really want you to think about, how do I rise to the top and become a category of one in my industry? It could be simply the colors, the vessels, the fragrances, the process. So there's so many ways to differentiate yourself, but you need to know what that is, or else you're just another commodity. I'm
Yeah,
saying everything with love, although I can be a little hard. I'm just saying it with love.
that's a
Mel, are
good.
you with me?
Absolutely. That totally resonates with me too, because I think a lot of times we think if we are going to be successful that we need to be in these big corporate places like Walmart and Target and all
No.
that stuff. But success really starts with your niche audience and just going after that.
Yeah, I mean, think about Melinda Maria. She was in Nordstrom's. She was doing all these things, and she took it over and she took it online and built an e-commerce site that is, creating more revenue than she would ever have in those, higher end or bigger markets. So, you know what? People want connection and they want to know why you. They don't want just another thing. I think people are more conscious buyers now. I think
Yeah.
we're more aware. We're a little more picky, because we have so much available to us.
I
And
think
part of really allowing yourself to show up as an expert is how you position yourself. Positioning is everything. Either you position yourself or someone's going to position you in the marketplace. I recommend taking a handle on it, right? Taking a handle to it. So this is our Instagram. I'd love for you to follow me. I mean, there it is me. I don't have a whole team messaging. If you DM me, I'm going to DM you back. But you can see on my Instagram, inspired living could be so many things. My first business was interior design. So that's why I love Makesy. I love all things Makesy because I love beautiful things. I like things that smell good and look good and feel good. But if I just had inspired living, you really wouldn't know what we do, right? In fact, for many years, no one knew what we did. Even my mom wasn't sure what I did. Right? So we had to get really clear on the messaging. And I will be really honest with you, 10 years in, we're still refining message. I have changed my website and my brand every 3 years, and I'm ready to do it again because as you grow and evolve as a CEO, so does your message, so does the look and feel. So don't get attached to it. I know that it's going to evolve with you, but if I don't know within 3 seconds what you do, this is the attention span we have right now. We are all ADD, like we're just so consumed with content fatigue, Zoom fatigue, just being pulled a million different directions. So don't make me guess why your brand, what you do, what you specialize in. And so you'll see video marketing and media experts. I don't want you to guess what we do. So if I go onto your Instagram and I don't know what your brand stands for or what you do, you're not going to build an audience.
That's such
Okay.
great.
Yeah. Don't make me guess. So start with why. What does that mean? When you start your videos, and Mel, you and I did this when we were doing some videos at the Makesy Studios, which I had so much fun doing. That studio is so gorgeous. But it's really starting with the why. Here's the thing. If I'm just trying to sell you my thing, by the way, this cup is amazing. It stays cold. It's phenomenal. It's like, buy my cup. Okay. You're like, no, thanks. I don't need another cup.
Yeah.
But if I started with the why,
Mhm.
How many times do you pick up a cup because you're thirsty and you go to take a sip and the water is warm? It's nasty. You're like, this does not
The
taste good.
metal. Yeah.
The metal, right? You put it in your car and it's just gross. Like, what if you could have a cup that literally kept your beverage cool or warm all day?
Right.
It was, all the things, sustainable and clean and all the things. Like when you start with the why, which is WIFM, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
If you only have 3 to 8 seconds to keep and capture someone's attention, which that is the case, my friend, you have 3 to 8 seconds. If you make it about you, and I say this with love, I don't care about you. I don't
Right.
care about you yet until I know how you can help me. So a quick example of this in my own business is if I started a video and I said, hey, I'm Keri Murphy. I am the CEO and founder of Inspired Living, a company that specializes in teaching entrepreneurs how to authentically show up on camera and use video to grow and scale their business. You're like, okay, well, that's not bad, but that had no emotional connection to
No,
you.
it's just
Now, yeah,
information. Mhm.
yep, it's just all about me. And this is where 90% of people start their videos. They make it all about them. Now, there is a place for that in your video, and it is important. But when you're starting your videos, what if you started like this? I know you need to be using video to grow your business, but the thought of it is so overwhelming. Can you please mute yourself? Or Mel, can you mute for me?
Everyone, let's see. I
All
think
right,
we're
take two. All right. You know you need to be using video to grow your business. You see everyone doing it, and the more people you see, the less confident you feel. You have no idea what to say. You have no strategy. And every time you go to press record, that little button, you forget your name. You're like, I don't know where to start. And you get so overwhelmed with it that you don't even do it. And yet you feel this pull and this need to share your message, and you don't even know where to start. I get it because I was there for many years. And I have a company that supports you in exactly those areas that can help you feel more confident and clear with your message and really help you use video to convert and grow your business. Do you see the difference there when I
Mhm.
made it about you versus made it about me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the magic. If there was magic when it comes to video, it is make it about them first. How many times do you go into Home Goods and all you see is all the candles and you love them and yet you don't know why one over the other or what makes, is it going to get all gross and nasty or is it going to actually, is the wick sustainable and clean and all the things like again, we can go on and on and on and we will, if we have time, we can do some hot seat coaching on this. But when you understand the pain of your ideal client, what they're looking for, their greatest challenge, what's keeping them up at night, even when it comes to things like home decor, when you speak into that, they're like, oh my gosh, you know me. She gets me. He gets me. And this is where you start building really great relationships. Makesy does a really great job with this because they meet you where you're at and they talk through that because they know your challenges and they give you great content to get you to the other side, which is possibility, pain, possibility. Really important for you to know that when it comes to shooting video content. So again, WIFM, what's in it for me? Put it on a post-it note, put it on your forehead, put it on your
Love it.
camera. Make sure you don't forget that really important thing because again, people don't want to hear about you until they know you can help them. And then once they know that, then they want to hear about you. So there is a strategy to that. And I've alluded to this throughout this training, but when you speak to one, you speak to many. Again, it's not, hey, everyone, because at any time, there's only one set of eyeballs watching. Even if you have 1 million views, you only have one set of eyeballs at a time. So when you say, hey, everyone, then you're breaking that close rapport that you can build when it comes to being on camera. Video, it's a dialogue, it's not a monologue. You're not speaking at an inanimate object, you're speaking to a person on the other side of it. So I want you to think about video as like a conduit, like it's a vessel, right? It's a way for you to reach someone on the other side, but you need to know who that person is. This, again, if there was magic I could throw today, if there was fairy dust I could put upon you, it is become become a go-to expert, become a specialist, like get known for something. And when you start your videos, know who you're talking to.
Mhm.
I've run a 2-day on-camera training for 10 years, and I can literally tell in a millisecond whether someone knows who they're talking to or not. It is so apparent whether you're just talking at a camera or you're speaking to someone. So if
Mhm.
you don't know that person, take a minute and really think about, who is my ideal client? Who's
Mhm.
my right fit buyer? Where are they? Where do they hang out? What platform should you be on? The platform they're on. You know, you don't have to be everywhere. You
Mhm.
don't have to TikTok and lip sync and do all the things unless you want to,
Mhm.
right? So I really want you to think about, who is that person that is my right fit consumer, my right fit client, and speak to him or her. I promise you, when you get people saying things like, oh my God, how do you know me? You're speaking to me. Oh my gosh, I've been looking for that. How did you know?
Mhm.
You're doing it right.
That's
You're
great.
doing it right.
Great feedback.
I'm checking chat. Are you guys with me? Are you learning? Are you learning? I just said, guys, ladies, gentlemen. All right, perfect. Okay, let's keep going.
We like the diamond.
Pain. What was that?
Oh, someone put diamond emojis in the chat.
Oh, yes, yes. Pain versus possibility. I just spoke about this a little bit, but I want to go a little bit deeper. When you're thinking about your client, even if it's a product-based business, as consumers, we have a lot of choices. We have a lot of options. There's a lot of people selling stuff, especially because we have zero barrier to entry when it comes to social media. So again, going back to, what is that pain? What is the emotional trigger? And that's, we buy emotionally, right? We make decisions based on emotion, and then we'll use our brain to edify and analyze if we made the right decision, right? So we have our analytic buyers and we have our emotional buyers. We have our buyers that are quick to buy, and we have our buyers that are going to need a little bit more before they make the decision. You need to understand how to speak to both of them. Because if you just speak to the emotional buyers, you're going to lose half of your audience, half of your consumers. So what does that mean? The emotional buyer is like, oh my God, I love you. I love this product. I want it. The other person's going to be like, I love you, but what are your qualifications? What's in the product? How long does it last? How does it work? You know what I'm talking about. So it's really important that in your videos, you understand what they're looking for and the emotional triggers that will cause them to buy. Look better, feel better, less stress, increased happiness, make money. Um, there's 11 of them that I teach, but this is like for you to understand what is the main trigger, not from a way to manipulate, but a way to speak to them in a way that they understand. And then once you solve their pain, look better, feel better, right? What's on the other side of it? So we call this a gap analysis. Where are they now? What do they want? And we use this in all products, in all services. Big brands spend millions of dollars on understanding the gap in the marketplace and how they fill it. So starting out early and understanding this, again, is going to be a game changer for you and will allow you to generate revenue when other people are struggling.
Mhm.
Does this resonate? Does it make sense? I know I'm sharing a lot, but I want to give you all that I can with the time that I have. So again, who is your ideal client? I was on a coaching call with our clients the other day, and there was a lady who said, I work with women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And I said, no, you don't. Think about this for a minute. A woman in her 30s, 40s, or 50s, very different psychographic,
Mhm.
very different demographic. They're in different phases of their life. They feel different about their body. They feel different about their career. They feel different about, their energy. Do they have children? Are they empty nesters? You cannot speak to a 30-year-old the same way you're going to speak to a 50-year-old, and yet most people do, because they don't know that they need to pick a person and stick with
Mhm.
the person. You cannot. I get so like, no, you don't. You do not serve everyone that has a credit card. You do not. So this is where, like, you will build a brand so much quicker than everyone else, because no one thinks of this stuff until they hire a really expensive consultant and they go through it, which you don't have to do with me. All
Yay.
right, but you need to know, yay, that's why we have a partnership with Makesy. But it's really important to know who you're talking to. You are not speaking to everyone. And then figuring out, where does this person live? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Pinterest is huge for this tribe. Are they on Twitter? Are they on Snapchat? Are they on TikTok, YouTube? And
Mhm.
again, I know your eyes are rolling back right now, but listen, you don't have to be on all these platforms. I actually recommend you choose 3. And if you're not on any, start with 1. Just start with one. I'll tell you what, being consistent on one is better than being random and spaghetti throwing on all.
Mhm.
So just pick one and stick with one. And then as you can, like add another platform and add another platform. This is how you grow your business.
Do it
Okay.
with,
This is how you do it.
yeah.
So I want you to think about what do they need next? So once they buy, and this is again, Makesy does such an amazing job with this because once you buy one thing, you need another thing, and then you need the other thing, right? There's a whole spiral marketing that you don't just need the vessel, you need the wick, you need the fragrance, you need the wax. We do it all for you. You can buy the whole kit and we're going to train you on it. What? Amazing. Now think about if they were just selling you one thing and then you were like, well, where do I go for the next thing? Again, a great way to increase revenue is to create multiple revenue streams, multiple product codes, multiple SKUs, and think about how they all fit together and package them. For my IL Beauty brand, instead of selling you an eyeliner or an eyeshadow palette, I give you a whole kit of 8 products and then I teach you how to use it. You can't go anywhere else and compare that because it's unique and it's different, right? So I also want you to think about that. Like, how do I package myself differently so they can't compare apples to apples, right? They're comparing apples to mangoes. Be a mango. Be a mango. Did you know I was going to tell you to be a mango today? And then lastly, always have a call to action. Thank you is not a call to action. It is not, you are not performing on camera. Please, if anything, and I will tell you, when people come to me, they write out scripts, they have all these notes. Don't think for a second, we don't know that you're scripted. And this is the magic of what we'll teach you in the Video Marketing Academy is how to get off script for life, how to show up, how to position yourself, how to choose the platform, how to create your content calendar, all the things I've been talking about, we're going to teach you in 10 weeks and you will be ready to go. So if you feel like today has been amazing, just imagine 10 weeks with me. Yes? All right. So what was that, Mel?
And sign us up.
Yes. And I hope that this makes sense. I hope that you're excited and you realize, oh my gosh, like if I could implement 3 of these things that I've just learned, how different you would show up from everyone else trying to use video. Because here's the thing, people can take a video marketing class, you can get a great camera and lighting, you can do all the things, but if you don't know how to be on camera and if you don't know who you're talking to, none of that matters. And a confused mind will always say no. Think about how many times you're on the fence about whether you should buy something, and 9 times out of 10, the answer is going to be no because you don't have answers. This is where video really helps. So again, on camera for 30 years, an entrepreneur for over 20. Yes, I am old. And I've had Inspired Living for over a decade. I've been teaching video way before it was a thing. Like the pandemic hit, and then everyone was like, wow, I should probably get on camera. Au contraire, my friend. Yes. And the sooner you implement it, the quicker your business and your bank account will grow. Mark my words, Scout's honor. Okay. So I want you to take a minute. Quick quiz. What do you think is the most important video strategy to grow your business on social right now? Is it reels, stories, or lives? What do you think it is?
Ooh, I'm gonna let our audience answer this question.
What do we think?
It's like reels is
Live, reels, live, reels. Okay. So by the way, I see a couple long messages. If I don't have the chance to read that right now, will you please copy it and put it in my DM on Instagram? Because I really care about your comments, but because we're going so fast and I love the participation, if you want to private message me or tell me something or tell me you're so excited to use video, go to my DM on Instagram. Okay, that would be awesome. All right, here we go. Are we ready? Let's see if I can get this to work. Nope,
bum, bum,
not.
bum.
Bum, bum, bum. What? I know. It was a trick question. It was a trick question because here's what I see. Everyone jumps on the trend. You got to use reels. Reels is going to grow your business. Nope. It's not reels. You got to use stories. Stories is the way. Oh my God. Nope. Don't use stories. You got to go live. You got to go live. And so I see people jumping on all the trends. Trends come and go. Good content stays forever. What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me say it one more time. Trends come and go. There's always going to be a new algorithm. There's always going to be a new feature. There's always going to be a new trending audio. What will never go away is your story, your great content, and a really great brand message. So none of that works if you don't know who you're talking to. And I cannot tell you how much time, energy, and money I see people put in to doing all the things and they're broke. You don't need to be that statistic.
Nope.
You can do one of the things. I know people, I kid you not, that have, I think the other day, a girlfriend of mine, she has a consulting firm. It was based out of Seattle. She sold it for like $40 million and she didn't even have a social media profile. Like you need to be on social. It was small. She had a consulting firm. But I'm like, we put all this pressure on having this huge following. It's not about serving all the people. It's about serving the right people. So you got to master your message before you do any of this, or else you're just hopping on a trend. And you might grow your brand. You might get followers because they think it's cute or kitschy or whatever, but they're not going to buy from you. So then what's the point of using your energy to create all this content that isn't driving business and revenue? Mel, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, wow. Speaking to that specific demographic, going back to the demographic thing is really huge, and kind of solidifying the point that sometimes we think that having like the prettiest looking video or having the best camera equipment is going to be the recipe for that. But I want to just encourage you guys right now that like we are both using just like a standard, super easy webcam. You don't need to go out and buy all this fancy equipment. We have a great
and a little light to my side and a ring light. That's it. That's it.
It's a little light.
Yeah, but I do want to show you really quickly. Look at the difference without this light to my right. Do you see that really quick? So I have a ring light in front of me, which is nice, but look at how I use this fill light to add more.
Face.
So these are the things, these are the little things that we teach. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be fancy, right? And I will see people who have spent so much money on high production content, but they weren't clear on their message. And they come to me crying because they're like, I just spent 20 grand and I can't use any of it. And I'm like, oh, like, so yeah, it hurts. It hurts me for you. So Janice asked, can you have multiple messages that target different demographics? Absolutely, Janice, you can. Usually for some of our clients, they have a primary market and a secondary market. So a primary client, primary right fit, secondary right fit. For example, it might be someone who is selling to moms, but also wants to reach the teens, right? Or you're selling to moms, but then you also want to sell to, oh, I know a lot of businesses, like they have like two tiers of business, the people that they're trying to build their business with and the people who use their products, two different audiences. So the answer is yes, you just need to be very clear with your strategy around that.
Yeah, that's great. And then we have a question here too from Alice. How do you introduce your small business on YouTube?
You can watch my video on YouTube. I would go in there, watch Makesy's video, go watch what other people are doing. It's really, it needs to be authentic. It needs to tell people why they're there. Again, perfect. Why, what if, what's in it for them? What are they going to get on the channel? Why should they subscribe? Why should they care? That's what you want to have in that YouTube video. Why and what if. Okay, so why is that what's in it for me, addressing the pain. And then what if is stepping someone into possibility. So what if every time you pressed record, you had a level of confidence and conviction in your message. You knew that your videos were going to convert. You had a clear strategy and you knew that you were showing up as the most authentic version of yourself. Like really, how amazing would that feel? Tell me. Like that would feel pretty great, right? That's the result our clients get. Now notice how my shift in energy changed. One of the things we teach a lot, that it really is a muscle. Video is a muscle. You don't get good at it overnight. Just like you are an expert in something I can't do. You might be a great baker or a great cook. You didn't do that overnight. It took time in the kitchen, right? You might be, my 7-year-old's trying to learn how to ride a bike. She doesn't nail it the first time she gets on it. You got to keep getting up and fall down and get up. Video is the same way. You cannot get great at video by watching other people's videos. I'm going to say that one more time. You cannot get great on video watching everyone else do it. You have to do it. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone and be willing to be visible and vulnerable and all the things, because that's how we grow.
Mhm.
I love Brene Brown. She calls it the effing first time. Embrace the suck.
Right.
And it's true because we never are great at the first time we do something. And that's why the Video Marketing Academy is so amazing for you, because you get to practice in there and you get to get real-time coaching from me and my team on your videos. That is priceless. My
Mhm.
my clients spend 12 grand to come work with me for 2 days in LA. Like, for the price of the academy, you get that for 10 weeks,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
So it's really, really impactful. So let me talk to you quickly about it, and then we'll have a couple minutes for questions. Is that good?
Sounds great.
All right. So this is a special partnership with Makesy. As I said, Dana Decker and Andrew Maitland, who started the company, are dear friends of mine. They understand the importance of video. They understand that if you don't embrace and use video to grow your business, you probably won't have a business. So this isn't a not now, it's not the right time. It is like, it's now, right? Video is now, it's not going away. And the sooner you implement it into your business strategy, the way that we teach you, the easier it's going to be to grow your business over time. Even if you're just starting out, oh my gosh, I think about if I knew this when I started, right? And I've been an entrepreneur for 24 years. So what I'm teaching you, what we're teaching you in the academy, is what we have done to grow our business and help our clients build multiple six-figure businesses. So here's what you get in the academy. You get deep dive trainings. So every other week, you're going to get a training around messaging, around marketing, around creating your content calendar. I teach there are 5 types of videos. Yes, there are. There are 5 types of videos, and we really work with you on one of them. So you're going to practice. We're going to work on your positioning statement, your brand story, all the things that I talked about in this training. And then you're going to get the coaching. The team and I are going to get in there and give you real-time, loving, constructive feedback on your videos. Start here. Do it this way. Change your background. Things that people don't get. And that's why the content out there is less than great, right? And every single module is going to have an action, a homework, a challenge. So you are building that muscle every single week. All right, so here's what you're going to get during the academy. You're going to learn how to get paid for your brilliance and your product over and over again. You're going to speak your message with confidence and clarity. That alone, what is that worth to you? To know your message and to actually share it and not ask yourself, am I saying it right? Am I doing it right? Am I saying the right thing? Right? Create a plan that fits you and your lifestyle. And the reason why I put that in there is because a lot of times we feel like we have to post every day. We have to post 3 times a day. Like, how do you create content that doesn't burn you out? I'm going to teach you exactly how I do that, because I have 2 little kids at home and I run a multiple 7-figure business. If I had to produce content every day, I would be on the floor. So I'm going to teach you what I do to streamline and safeguard my energy. We're going to niche you down. That's probably one of the number one things we're going to do, is get you in a place where you really show up as an expert in your industry, and we position your product the same. Craft your messaging statement and learn conversion strategies. Like, how do you actually sell on camera without feeling like you're selling on camera? Yes, we all want to get people to buy our stuff, but we don't want to do it in a way that doesn't feel good. So these are trainings with me. You get weekly Q&A. And what I love so much about this community is probably much like the Makesy community. They are full of love and support. Every time you post a video, it's not my team that goes in and gives you love and encouragement. It's the community that's in there that gives you love and encouragement and says, that was awesome. I loved it. Do it this way. It's the most beautiful thing. It's why I love what I do, is the community that we create. So you're also going to get quick tips and tricks on how to be visible. You're going to get the latest and up-to-date trends. They change so much. So we keep you current on what's working and what's not. And then if you can't attend the trainings, you'll always get the recordings and you have access to them for life. So you get access to the content for life. So you can go back and rewatch it over and over and over again, but you will get our feedback in the group on your videos for the next 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So how many of you need video ideas? You're like, I don't know. I need ideas. We'll have a whole brainstorming session and we give you a whole list, of like 100 ideas for you that will be like, oh my God, this is so helpful. I now know what to post and what to share. And again, weekly Q&A. So if you think about right now where you're at, working as hard as you are, trying to do all the things, but not being clear on the things that I share with you today, that day becomes a week. The week becomes a month. That month becomes a year. And then you're like, crap, I really wish I would have implemented this sooner. And this isn't just about increasing your bottom line, but really helping you build a sustainable business that becomes recession proof, that allows you to grow and scale year after year. So you have to think about, what is it costing me not to show up? What is it costing me to stay in fear? What is it costing me to sit in self-doubt? What is it costing me to stay confused?
Mhm.
It's more than money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than money. So you can get access to, and this is special pricing for the Makesy tribe and community. You can get access for $397 right now. You can join the academy right now, get started, dive into those modules, be on the Q&A, get the feedback today. Or you also can do a pay in full for $997. So we made this really affordable, no matter where you're at in your business. And I want you to think about the Video Marketing Academy is really the base of everything else you're going to do. So your website, your branding, your sales, your ads, everything comes from knowing your message, knowing your positioning in the marketplace, and how you share that. So if you want to speak on stages someday, if you want to write a book, if you're putting out a weekly newsletter, which you should be doing, everything that we teach in the academy is going to support everything else that you do. Because once you know who you're talking to and you know how to articulate that message, that goes across every single channel, right, that you are broadcasting your message on. So it's a no-brainer. I hope you're in. Tell me you're in. Tell me you're excited.
100%.
We are so excited because we've been working on this for a long time. So if you want to, again, for my analyticals, these are all the things you're going to learn. These are all the things you're going to get. And we created a special link just for you so you can dive in. I'm going to go through this because I want to get to your questions. Videomarketingacademy.com/Makesy. I would love to welcome you into the group and start helping you broadcast your brilliance out there and to build your business. I'm happy to answer questions.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to go back through the chat here. I think there were a couple we got already, but let me see. We had a really long one about someone who is saying that they were concerned about being on video because of their some ex-boyfriend search warrant problems and some like fear for their identity. I don't know if we can speak to that at this moment, but Keri, if you've got anything to share.
Actually, that's interesting that question came up because at the Brilliant event that I just hosted, I had 2 women come up to me who said they had stalkers in the past or they had an ex. And so, you know, the great thing about social is that you can keep your where you're at, your location private. You only have to share things that you want to share. But I also, and I said this to this young lady too, I said, look, are you going to give your power away to a crazy person or to someone that does not have your best interest? Like, is that what you're going to do? You're going to stay hiding the rest of your life? Or are you going to go out there and become successful and do you and go impact lives? So I obviously don't know all, you know, that whole situation, and your safety and your family's safety is always the priority. But I would also be very careful who you give your power to.
That's great advice, Keri. Yeah, that's wonderful. So anyone out there who's nervous or who've got any problems with family members or stalkers, just make sure that when you're on social that you're not putting your geolocation, that you're not putting locations of where you're filming things or doing things. You can keep a lot of your content and information private. If you've got a phone number, don't put your phone number out on the internet. Maybe get a different phone number for your business. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can work around that.
Yeah, for sure. I saw the question, would you suggest the academy pre-launch or alongside launch? Pre-launch, because here's the thing, everything I'm teaching you in the academy is going to support how you're going to do your launch. And I see so many people wait. I'm going to wait to be on camera. I'm going to wait to build my social until I have my product. This kills me because you need an audience to sell your product to. So while you're in product creation and you're in launch and you're building everything out, be building your audience at the same time. So when you launch, you actually have people that want to buy. I cannot tell you how many people come to me. They've built out e-courses or product lines and they have 0 audience. And then they say, okay, I'm ready to build my audience. Like, man, we can do that, but it would be a lot easier if you would have done it prior. So do it now.
Thanks for joining me and Keri today on our live stream. I hope you guys learned so much. about how to create converting content. We're going to do a follow-up video answering all of your questions sometime soon. So make sure that you drop those in the comments or shoot us an email at hello@makesy.com or DM us, and we will make sure that those questions get answered. For those of you who want to join the Video Marketing Academy, you can find that on our business services page at makesy.com. And we hope you guys learned so much today. I know I feel empowered, and we will see you next time. Thanks for joining and have a great week.